What is happening, guys? ChristmasMintyG here, and today I am showcasing a very special deck, and this is Zachary Bukhari. Sorry if I butchered your name, friend, but this is his top 16 Collinsville Zoroark toolbox deck. This is really interesting, which is of course why I'm profiling it. So I'm going to run through the individual choices. I'm going to try and talk about why I think he played it, and maybe we can have a better understanding of why he decided to play this for Collinsville. So starting off, we have 4 Zorua, 4 Zoroark. That's near enough every deck nowadays. Just so good being able to dig through your resources. For a DCE for 120, you know what it does. For the 3 Tapu Lele GX, he is also playing, and 2 Tapu Koko. This is kind of interesting. Tapu Koko sort of taking a back seat the way it used to be good, because it used to be partnered with the Devolution package. However, it is still just as good as it used to be, because free retreat, DCE does 20 to all your opponent's Pokemon. If it has a choice band, it will be hitting a Ho-Oh, which is pretty relevant because Ho-Oh Kwawi is really relevant at the minute. It will be hitting the Ho-Oh for 100, which puts it in the range of a 2-shot, which is actually very relevant. I'm quite unsure why he played 2. Maybe Tapu Koko is just that important to put everything in range that you cannot risk prizing it, or you really want to start with it, or maybe literally you need 2 to maybe allow it to be knocked out by the Ho to come in to take out the knockout on the Ho again. Maybe that's the reasoning, I'm not quite sure. He played the 1 MUX as well. We all know how good this card is against the Buzzwole matchup. Anything that's weak to Psychic, like Espeon Garbodor, the MUX can shine pretty heavily in as well. He is also playing 1 copy of Sudowoodo. If you're unfamiliar with this card, it is 1 fighting and a colorless. If your opponent's Pokemon use an attack during his or her last turn, use it as this attack. It does not matter if the active Pokemon that use the attack has been switched about a million different times. Since it used the attack, it does not matter if the opponent's Pokemon has used an attack. Sudowoodo will immediately copy it and fire it right back. It's a fighting type, so it will hit for weakness on all the Zoroarks, maybe Drampa, you know, all that good stuff. So Sudowoodo is a very, very good card when used correctly. He is playing the 1 Giratina promo for the Greninja matchup. Yeah, nothing to say here. This is a deck that just plays a lot of tech cards for its individual matchups. You're worried about Greninja? You play Giratina. He is playing 1 copy of Shaymin. If you're familiar about this card like I was before, it is 70 HP grass, flippity flap, what a name. Shove your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards. This is definitely not a bad starter. If you start in the active, attaching energy and get going, drawing cards. But the reason he played it is for the 1 grass, 1 colorless, rally back 30 plus if any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack during their last turn. This attack does 90 more damage. It is a grass type, so it's hitting Lycanroc for weakness. That is why he's playing it. Strangely enough, it is not resistant to fighting like I thought it would be, because it is Shaymin Sky form. But that is what it's for. It's to hit the Lycanrocs for weakness. Yeah. Now moving on, we have the Cobalion. It is a very tanky 120 HP basic. Quick guard, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your from basic Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. The Pokemon can't use quick guard during your next turn. Alright, but the reason Cobalion is getting played in this deck is 2 Steel Energy, 30 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. This is for Gardevoir, pure and simple. When Gardevoir starts taking out knockouts inside like the Zoroarks or your Tapu Kokos or whatever, Revenge Blast damage just goes up and up and up. All you really need to do is knock out 1 Gardevoir and then just handle everything else your opponent has, and the game should be yours. And lastly, for the Pokemon, he is playing 1 Mimikyu from Guardians Rising. Just like the Shaymin, it's a decent starter, 1 colorless, draw 2 cards. but the reason the card is getting played is for 1 Psychic, 1 Colorless. If your opponent's active Pokemon use an attack that isn't a GX attack during their last turn, use it as its attack. So unlike Sudowoodo, this cannot mimic GX attacks, but it is a Psychic type, so it will be hitting for Psychic weakness against the relevant decks like Buzzwole. So this is just a pretty decent card. You can fire back Jet Punches or Mew EXs as well. You can take the revenge kills on opposing Mew EX, which is pretty strong. The one thing you maybe notice for the deck right now are some really weird energy needs basically for the deck. He's playing like Fighting, Psychic, he needs all that, but he is playing 3 copies of Counter Energy. If you're unfamiliar about this card this is the whole reason the deck exists. It provides 1 colorless energy if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. In other words, you are in a losing position. And this card is attached to a non-EX or GX Pokemon, which the deck is apart from Zoroark. This card provides every type of energy but only provides 2 at a time. So this hits all the energy commitments needed for all the cards in the deck. The idea with this deck is because they're very low HP, 1 prize attackers that will get revenge kill instantly. So you slap on a Counter Energy, bring out your next 1 prize attacker, take the KO on hopefully any extra GX, and that's how you win the game with the deck. It is just trying to counter all the matchups in the meta in one deck while holding it together with the amazing card that is Zoroark GX that allows you just to dig straight into your deck and draw the cards that you're needed, especially comboed with Mallow, which we will get to in a minute. The trainers, he has 2 Sycamore, 3 Guzma, 1 Professor Kukui for the extra damage, 1 Mallow, 3 Bridget, 4 N, 1 Enhanced Hammer, 4 Puzzle of Time, 1 Rescue Stretcher, 1 Max Potion, 3 Field Blower, 2 Evo Soda, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Choice Band, and 1 Floatstone. So the non-standard cards, I would really say, Professor Kukui allows you just to hit bigger numbers with your revenge killers. Yeah, like stuff like Zoroark can now hit up to 170, which is taking out Lele's with a Choice Band. 4N, because you are mostly going to be behind for your Counter Energies to do what they do best. So having 4 copies of N to end your opponent down after they've knocked out your Pokemon, to then Counter Energy on, to revenge kill, to hopefully put your opponent in an unwinnable position that you can then win games with your Zoroark pokes rather than relying on your 1 prize attackers that don't really do much unless your opponent is actually attacking you. 1 Enhanced Hammer to get rid of those strong energies and DCEs. 1 Rescue Stretcher because yeah, there's loads of 1 prize attackers in this deck, some of which may be too good in some matchups but not good enough to play multiples, so you play Rescue Stretcher, either get it right back or shuffle 3 back into the deck for later. 1 Max Potion for the Buzzwole matchup, because imagine it with all the tech he's playing, it must be pretty harsh, not just a Zoroark weakness, it must be pinging Jet Punches 30 everywhere, it must be pretty rough. 3 Field Blower, take out 5 Fury Belts off Volcanion or the Buzzwole Garb matchup, and of course Garb to disable Garbotoxins, allow Zoroark to keep drawing into the cards you need. 2 Evo Soda to get the Zoroark 8 ASAP, 4 Ultra Ball standard, 3 Choice Bands so you're maxing out on your damage, and 1 Floatstone so you can maneuver in your 1 prize attackers as often as you like. So hope you enjoyed this deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed the deck as much as I did talking about it. I think it's a pretty strong deck. Very interesting, which is why I'm profiling it. Let me know what you think of the deck, guys, in the comments. Check out our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Check out our lovely sponsors for all the stuff they've gave us out. Hope you enjoyed the deck, guys. This is Chris from NGG, signing off.